Here's the truth. AI skills don't come from watching, they come from building. In the next 40 minutes, we're going to build a working AI automation. No coding. If you can drag and drop, you can do this. Right now, there are two types of people. People worried that AI will take their jobs, and people building the systems that will replace those jobs. By the end of this video, you'll be in the second group. Today, we're going to build a speed-to-lead system. This is an intelligent agent that runs while you sleep. It reads customer messages, thinks of a reply, and replies instantly. We are using the exact same tools that the top AI agencies use. I have seen listings on Upwork where people charge $2,000 to $4,000 to set up systems like this. We are going to use M.A.P.S for the workflow and OpenAI for the brain. Here's our plan for today. Part 1. I'll go over AI automation basics, then I'll teach you the M.A.P.S framework. This is a simple framework that will allow you to automate any task. Part 2, I'll build the system live, showing you how I go through troubleshooting and overcoming errors. Part 3, I'll go over a 30-day roadmap to show you how you can turn this skill into money or a career. My name is Leon, and 6 months ago, I knew nothing about AI automation. It took me 1 month to build my first AI automation, and now I've condensed all that I've learned in those 6 months into this one video. I've also put chapter timestamps in the video so you can jump around to each section. Now close your tabs, put your phone on silent, grab a mouse, and let's get started. Before we start, let's learn what AI automation really is. AI automation means using smart computer programs called artificial intelligence to handle tasks that usually need a person to do them. It is a powerful mix of a computer's ability to learn and understand things combined with technologies that help it act. This makes systems more efficient and smart than old ways of doing things. Think of old ways called traditional automation like a train on a very strict track. It only follows exact rules, like a simple checklist. If condition A happens, then the train must do condition B. If something blocks the track, the train stops because it cannot adapt. AI automation is different because we give it a brain. It's like an off-road 4x4 car. This car can look at data, find patterns, and make smart choices about how to drive. It can stay around messy problems and handle new situations even though it hasn't been programmed for them. This brain comes from key AI technologies, that is machine learning, natural language processing, and generative AI. So machine learning allows the AI to learn from large amounts of data and find patterns. Then natural language processing allows it to understand human language. That's why you can talk to it, it can read emails and understand them. Then there's the new type of AI, generative AI. This AI can create new things. It can write emails, create images and videos, and even write code. To build this smart system, this car, we need 3 main parts: the tools, the workflow, and the data. The tools are your workers like Gmail, Slack, and the AI brain like ChatGPT. The workflow, this is the manager that tells the tools what to do. We're going to use M.A.P.S for this. Then the data, this is the fuel that the whole system needs to run. To make sure you can automate anything, we're going to use the M.A.P.S framework. M is for map, write down every part of the system that you do by hand now. A is for automate, this is where you connect the basic tools together. P is for plug, this is where you plug in the AI to do smart thinking or make decisions, any section that requires creativity. S is for ship, test your finished system to make sure it works, then turn it on. Today we're going to build the speed to lead system using this framework. Here's a preview of the finished system. Once a form is submitted, it can come from your email. It's added to a Google Sheet, and then an agent sends the customer a message. Then, once the customer responds, the agent can go back and forth with the customer till they book an appointment. I'm going to be using M.A.P.S. You can use their 14-day free trial, or you can self-host on Hostinger, which I'm currently using. You'll find the relevant links below. So every agent needs a start button. In automation, we call this a trigger. As you can see, for testing, there's the manual trigger on app event. When something happens on a schedule, you can schedule it to run every week, every hour. There's webhook. A webhook is like a phone number. So imagine if when someone calls this phone number, our webhook responds, but now in the internet and website. On form submission, this is when a user enters data into a form. Okay, so we're going to be using the M.A.P.S framework. That means we write down each step that would have normally been done manually. So first, the user will enter information into a form. This can be on a website, a Facebook ad, anything. Then once they've entered information, they'll give us their contact information. So they'll give us their contact info, for example, WhatsApp. Then usually you have someone, so either this goes into a CRM where people will respond. So message lead, and depending on the business, book an appointment. So let's say it's a med spa or a dentist or anything, landscaping or any service. They enter information into a form, give us the contact info, which is usually goes into a CRM. Then your staff will message the lead and then book an appointment. So these are the steps. Okay, so the first step was enter information into a form. Let's start with that. They'll submit a form. Form elements, let's say full name, so I've just added the full name and phone number. You can add any other information you'd like to have. Next, once they submit the form, it will go to a CRM. So for CRM, that could be just Google Sheets, basically like a database. So you'll create a Google Sheet, name it leads, and then have name and phone number. And these are the inbound. So once we go here, you'll go to credential, which yours will be empty. Create new credential. You'll need to go to Google Cloud Console, create a project. Once you've created a project, go to credentials, create a client ID and client secret. Then on authorized JavaScript origins, you add your NA10 URL. So if you're using the official cloud, use that. If you're using hosting app, place that here. So once on your cloud console you have your client secret and your client ID, come over here, add your client ID and your client secret. Then go to enable APIs and services, search for Sheets, Google Sheets API, and enable it. So mine is already enabled. Once you've created it, just sign in with Google. Once you've done that and you've connected your Google Sheets account, go over here, open draw, leads, inbound, name and phone number. So now when information comes from the form, it will go into our Google Sheet. The next step was we've added it to our CRM, message the lead. Now messaging the lead, we'll do that through WhatsApp. So once we've entered the data, we need to message the lead. Now this is where AIs come in. We'll use AI to craft a message to message the lead. Go over here, select your AI agent. This is going to be the prompt. Once you've logged into ChatGPT, go to API keys and create a new API. Create a new secret key. Give it a name. It will be NA10. Then create. Once you've created, it will give you a secret key. That secret key, you will add it to your API key field. Once you've done that, you can now connect. Choose your model. And now you've connected an agent and AI to your agent node. This is the agent node. We'll add in a simple memory since we're messaging the user, can have context. Now for the prompt, we'll use Google AI Studio. Just describe what you want. Create a prompt for a speed lead AI agent address. Then I'm going to provide this text that you can add after that helps the agent create the perfect prompt. So now just click this, copy as markdown, come over here, and to the prompt, just paste it. We're going to use an expression. First of all, I'm going to delete that. Now over here, this is where the lead's name will go. First, we'll remove that. Yes, perfect. So now let's test it. So full name, Aspen Smith. So we're just going to use a test number. Once that's sent, come drag that there, drag that there. As you can see, that record has been added there. Then we go to the agent and take this, add that there, add that there. Ideally, you'll have more information that you can now personalize based on if it's a spa, we can say like Botox, they wanted that or anything. So once we execute the stub, it's going to send a message. You see, hi, we've received your form and excited to help you begin. When will be a good time to discuss booking your appointments? So the next node we're going to have is our WhatsApp node. This is going to send a right here. You'll see it will ask you to create a credential, asking for an access token and a business account ID. So first you'll go to business.facebook.com and log in. Once you've logged in, if you had a business portfolio, it should look something like this. If not, you go here and create a business portfolio. So once you've done that, go to settings, and once you're in settings, go to apps. This should be empty for you. Click add and create a new app ID. Once you've clicked create a new app ID, click create app, give it a name, YouTube N10, go to next, use cases, connect with customers, next, then you'll finish the creation. Once you've done that, you'll be in this page. You should see WhatsApp here. Click Setup. Then go to WhatsApp API Setup and click Generate Access Token. Copy, you'll be given a test number, and then you'll add your phone number. So once you've created your access token and you've created the number, fill in the access token and the business account ID. Once you've done that, you'll have your test number. Okay, so now let's test. Once you've submitted, it will add to the row. Then we're going to take this output, remove test. What I just did, I just pressed P, that's pinning the data. You do that so that you don't have to keep inputting, especially if you're testing. If you want the output to stay the same and you don't want to keep using your tokens, so I would recommend you pin your data. So let's execute workflow. Sent a message. As you can see, it has sent a message. So now we have to listen for the response. Go here, WhatsApp, triggers on message. So now when someone sends a message, and now you can see it requires the client ID and the client secret. Go back here, go back to this, click on app settings basic, then copy the app ID and the app secret, fill those in, and now it will listen for a message. Once it listens for a message, we'll use our AI agents defined below. Then we'll need a prompt. So same as before, just say write the prompt for a SPA agent that will receive a message. Copy as markdown. Then now let's remove that. As you see, it requires the user message, username, user message, and current date. For date and time, we'll use today. Don't forget, we connect our OpenAI chat model. Go to tool, calendar tool. You can see it will require the credentials. So same as before, your client ID and your client secret, and also make sure that your Google Calendar API is enabled. Fill those in, create an event, choose your test, then it will respond. So our agent will try to book an appointment. It can access our calendar and it can see messages. Also, I'll add simple memory so that it can see the past 5 messages. It can message back and forth. So now let's execute that workflow. What seems to be the issue? Yes, test number, okay. Execute the workflow. Now it's waiting for a message. Yes, I am ready right now. So once we come here, you can see this is the body, that's the message, and username, that's the profile name. As you can see, it has responded. Thank you for being ready. Let's see. I'd like a massage. So since we'll have to save this and activate this. Then we'll have to send this message again. That wasn't supposed to happen. What you can see here is I'm going to executions and I'm looking at the data, the information that came through. So while looking at the data, I realized that whenever a message is sent, it also triggers the workflow. So the solution I came up with is to add an if node where the trigger will first check if there's a message body, and if not, it goes outside. So we'll also add if messages is not empty. So if it's true, okay, we offer deep tissue. Let's change this to active for tomorrow 10 a.m. So that should, now if we go to Google Calendar, we go to, as you can see, it did not make the correct booking. So I went to investigate. I opened up executions and saw that the model did not have access to set the start time, the end time, and the title and everything else. So I went about fixing that. Okay, deep tissue massage. I also realized that the model could not check if my calendar was clear or if it was already booked. So I decided to add that functionality. So now the tool can check if it's already booked, then create the booking. Is 10 a.m. tomorrow available? Yes, please. Two p.m. works. Okay, now let's check. 2 p.m. deep tissue massage booked. So yeah, that's how you see. So that's the raw. That's how you create and troubleshoot, as you've seen me troubleshoot. And yeah, we just built that in 20 minutes, but why is this valuable? We're not selling a workflow, we're selling revenue insurance. This is valuable because the statistics show that compared to humans, using an automated system 3x's your conversion rate. That's the amount of people who end up showing up to your appointment. Why is this? This is because an AI is live 24/7. It can respond instantly. Many businesses take a few hours to respond. They're losing customers. So if you're a freelancer, you can sell this system. And if you're a business owner, this ensures that your customers are taken care of at a fraction of the price. Now we'll go over a 30-day roadmap to ensure that you can master this skill. The first step is basically what we've just done. That is building a workflow and making sure it works. Also, I want you to comment down below with your specific niche. First, it tells me that you made it this far. I'll pick one person and help them build a solution for their specific niche. In the second week, I want you to change things. Instead of using Google Sheets, use Airtable. Instead of WhatsApp, use email or Slack or Discord. Switch things up. Then when it breaks, fix it. Once you've done that, I want you to pick one problem in your life and create a solution for that. So it can either be a personal problem or somewhere where you work, something that you're currently doing manually, and I want you to automate it. Then the final step is to record a video of the automation you did explaining how it works, and then post it on LinkedIn or X. It can even be a picture. Just post it somewhere. This can be your portfolio and show people that you have this skill. I want to leave you with one thought. The internet has leveled the playing field. Right now you can get this information for free, and the only difference between earning $0 and getting an income is getting the skill and taking action. In the description you'll find a free resource pack which will contain the N10 workflow which you can import and all the prompts that I've used. If this was helpful, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and then you'll get notifications when I build more systems. See you in the next one.